Right, hello! Yep, back again with another Lovecraftian horror game. I just can't get enough of these. This one literally came out today, and I'm very excited to play it because I don't actually remember when I found this game, but it was on my wish list, so I got the game and here I am playing it. Oh yeah, it's called uh, D- Dagon. I don't know how to say it. Okay, I'm just gonna say Dagon. Dagon is a faithful interactive adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's work, focused on story and atmosphere. You will not find the difficult choices, action sequences, or inventory management here, and movement is limited to progressing through locations along with the plot. Okay, so it's more of a more of a story game. All right, good to know.
I am writing
Ah,
this under an
Jesus.
appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
Can't move. I'm just stuck here. Oh. During the game you encounter interactive elements. Some of them will allow you to continue your journey, others revealing interesting facts about the original short story, its historical background, and the author. Alright, cool. Some of the trivia is hidden. In order to find these secrets, focus your eyes and look for the Elder sign. You can also access all the found facts later. They will be available in the main menu. Cool.
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
Cool. Up. Oh.
Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate. When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
Yep, you just keep reading, I guess. Oh. Morphine entered into its Morphine entered into its use in the 19th century and was routinely administered to treat severe pain during the American Civil War. Jesus Christ, my pop filter just fell. Uh, During the American Civil War, and well, I don't really care about morphine.
It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell of it.
Up there I go. Whoa.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone in a small boat with water and provisions for a good length of time.
Well, off I go, I guess. This is already very different from the other game.
When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings. Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator.
Oh, that's bright. Jesus Christ. Am I gonna die out here? Is like some big monster gonna show up? Because that's what normally would happen here, I guess.
The change happened whilst I slept.
What change?
Details I shall never know. For my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
Am I dead? Oh, okay. Hi, how's it going, man? Still can't move. What the?
When at last
Squid.
I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see.
Yeah.
And in which my boat lay grounded some distance away. Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished. For there was in the air, and in the rotting soil, a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core. The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish, and of
am
other
I just
less
tall or am I
describable
flying?
things which I saw
What the hell?
protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain. Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity. There was nothing within hearing, and nothing in sight save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness
That
and
looks like
homogeneity of the
something
landscape
alive.
oppressed me with a
What do you mean there's
nauseating
nothing in
fear.
sight?
The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
Boat. I don't like those sounds.
As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position.
Only one, huh?
Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for
What
which
the hell is
innumerable
that?
millions
It's
of
huge.
years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths. So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might. Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things.
Fish.
For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens.
That sun is going really fast. Jesus Christ.
As the day progressed, the
There's
ground
something
lost
behind
some
me.
of its
I don't like that.
stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time.
I'm just gonna ignore that. I don't think there's any rescue from this man. I think we're just gonna have to die.
On the third morning, the odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight
Yeah,
an
the fish
evil,
don't really
and set
matter
out
at this
boldly
point.
for an unknown goal.
What do you mean unknown goal? The goal is to live and get out of here. There is no unknown goal. This guy's an idiot.
All day I forged steadily
What
westward,
the hell was
guided
that?
by a faraway hummock which rose higher than any other elevation on the rolling desert.
I don't like that. That's weird. Yeah, it's a whale. This is like big crab man here, huh? That's just a regular whale, but I don't like this walking sounds.
That night I encamped, and on the following day still travelled toward the hummock, though that object seemed scarcely nearer than when I had first espied it.
What object? What object are you talking about? I don't like this.
By the fourth evening, I attained the base of the mound, which turned out to be much higher than it had appeared from a distance.
Yeah, that's a lot bigger.
I
can't really see
myself
much,
on the edge
man.
of the world, peering over the rim into a fathomless chaos of
Alright,
eternal.
but I can see now.
Through my terror ran curious reminiscences of Paradise Lost, and of Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness. As the moon climbed higher in the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined.
Okay, I guess I'm going down. I could have just went around, you know.
Urged on by impulse which I cannot definitely analyze, I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks and stood on the gentler slope beneath, gazing into the Stygian deeps, where no light had yet penetrated.
Can't see
All
anything.
at once, my attention was captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope, which
Cool.
rose steeply about 100 yards ahead of me. An object that gleamed whitely in the newly bestowed rays of the ascending moon. That it was merely a gigantic piece of stone, I soon assured myself.
Sure, that's just it's just like that naturally, huh?
But I
Sure.
was conscious.
I accidentally skipped him,
filled
sorry.
me with sensations I cannot express. For despite its enormous magnitude and its position in an abyss which had yawned at the bottom of the sea since the world was young, I perceived beyond a doubt that the strange object was a well-shaped monolith,
Just like
whose
that other
massive
game.
bulk had known the workmanship and perhaps the worship of living and thinking creatures. Dazed
Yeah.
and frightened, yet not without a certain thrill of the scientist's or archaeologist's delight, I examined my surroundings more closely.
I'm just gonna go closer to it, I guess. That's smart.
And almost lapping my feet as I stood on the slope.
No, it isn't. Liar.
Across the chasm, the wavelets washed the base of the Cyclopean monolith, on whose
Cyclopean.
surface I could now trace both inscriptions and crude sculptures.
I don't even know what the hell those things are, man. What the hell is this? Someone gonna come out of the water at me or something? Yeah.
Several characters
Am I
obviously
flying right now?
represented
Like what?
marine things which are unknown to the modern world.
Hey, wait a minute. He's huge. Whales are big. I saw a whale on the way here. That
I
guy's gotta be
remarked,
huge.
as I say, their grotesqueness and strange size.
It's more
But
than
in a
strange.
moment decided that they were merely the imaginary gods of some primitive fishing or seafaring tribe.
They're not imaginary, let me tell you that, man. They're not imaginary.
Some tribe whose last descendant had perished eras before the first ancestor of the Piltdown or Neanderthal man was born. Awestruck at this
back here.
unexpected glimpse into a past beyond the conception of the most daring anthropologist, I stood musing whilst the moon cast queer reflections on the silent channel before me. Then, suddenly, I saw it.
So what?
With only a slight churning to mark its rise to the surface, the thing slid into view above the dark waters.
Cool. Can I like stand back? Oh
Polyphemus-like and
Jesus.
loathsome, it darted like a stupendous monster of nightmares to the monolith,
Hey man.
about
He's
which it flung
huge.
its gigantic scaly arms, the while it bowed its hideous head and gave vent to certain measured sounds.
He was in there? He seems a bit too big to be inside that little lake.
I think I went mad then.
Okay.
Of my frantic ascent of the slope and cliff, and of my delirious journey back to the stranded boat, I remember little.
What do you remember little? Alright. Well, let's go back up, I guess. I don't want to see that. I don't want to be near that thing.
I believe I sang a great deal and laughed oddly when I was unable to sing.
Okay. Why are you singing, man? Just keep going. Keep going.
I have
back to the
indistinct
boat, I guess.
recollections of a great storm sometime after I reached the boat. At any rate, I know that I heard pearls of thunder and other tones which nature utters only in her wildest moods.
So what was the point of going over there if I was just gonna come back to the boat? Like,
When I came out of the shadows, I was in a San Francisco hospital,
was it all a dream?
brought thither by the captain of the American ship which had picked up my boat in mid-ocean. In my delirium, I had said much, but found that my words had been given scant attention.
Okay.
Of any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing. Nor did I deem it necessary to insist upon a thing which I knew they could not believe.
I guess I'm just insane. I also don't have a body. What's that? Lovecraft was a prominent figure in the world of amateur journalism. In 1915, he started publishing his own journal called The I don't quite care. Sorry. Maybe you guys care, but pause the video if you want to read that. Did I just open that door with my mind?
Once I sought out a celebrated ethnologist and amused him with peculiar questions regarding the ancient Philistine legend of Dagon, the fish god.
Dagon.
But soon perceiving that he was hopelessly conventional, I did not press my inquiries.
A book. In the Cthulhu mythos, August Derleth was an American writer and anthologist. He also befriended Lovecraft and published many of his work through the company Arkham House. Cool. That. Come on, let me see. Over there. There's a clock. There's. What's over here? Why did I come over here? What was the point? Was it just to go all the way over there? Just to go inside a zigzag motion across the across the room?
It is at night, especially when the moon is gibbous and waning.
I don't know
that I
what
see
gibbous
the
means.
thing. I tried morphine, but the drug has given only transient surcease and has drawn me into its clutches as a hopeless slave.
Alright.
So now I am to end it all,
Oh.
having written a full account for the information or the contemptuous amusement of my fellow men.
Well, what's that? Tobacco. He hated tobacco, even though he used to smoke when he was 12. Okay. Makes sense, based off the stories he friggin' writes. You gotta be on something to think of that. Be like an adult. Quit as soon as he started wearing. Wait. He quit as soon as he started wearing long pants. Okay. He has a very strong opinion about alcohol. Okay. He has never tasted intoxicating liquor and never intended to. Okay. Cool. Respect that. Do what he wants.
Often, I ask myself if it could not all have been a pure phantasm.
Don't know what phantasm
A
means.
mere
I'm guessing
freak
it's
of
just a
fever
dream.
as I lay
Oh,
sunstricken and raving in the open boat
Ugh.
after my escape from the German man of war. This I ask myself, but ever does there come before
So
me
bright.
a hideously
Stop.
vivid vision in reply. I cannot think
Ugh.
of the deep sea without shuddering
I'm back
at
to
the
flying
nameless
again.
things that may at this very moment be crawling and floundering on its slimy bed, worshipping their ancient stone idols and carving their own detestable
hell? That's
likenesses
so
on
cool.
submarine obelisks of water-soaked granite. I dream of a day when they may rise above the billows to drag down into their reeking talons the remnants of puny, war-exhausted mankind.
Okay.
Of a day when the land shall sink and the dark ocean shall ascend amidst universal
Oh, wow.
pandemonium.
There's a bunch of them. Cool. Look at that. Let's fly over there, I guess. Because I've gained the ability of flight. Oh, here.
The end is near.
Oh, who's at the door?
I hear a noise at the door, as of some immense slippery body lumbering against it. It shall not find me.
I think it has. What do you mean? Oh, hey.
God, that hand!
Yeah, that's a hand, all right. Um.
The window! The window!
What do you mean the window? Look behind you. Oh, I guess I'm going outside the. Jesus. He just jumped. I was expecting. That was awesome. I love that. Okay, there's DLCs, but I don't want to spend any money right now. But I don't know why that ending kind of tickled me. It was funny. Well, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys again in the next video. Bye.